You are now tuned in to Urban Elevation, where you get elevated and educated in that order. I'm your host, Celestina. Welcome back to another episode, you guys. Child, we almost through January. You know how January was real, like, kind of long, and then it kind of want to, like, hurry up out of here at the last minute on the last leg. Like, child, you've been stretching yourself a little bit too far. So, but I'm enjoying it. January is really nice, really good. You know, hopefully y'all been good out there. Hopefully you staying warm. Because if it is cold, okay. Over here in Georgia, it is cold. Okay. And if you know me, you know, I don't have an issue with the cold weather, you know, because cold weather, you just layer yourself up, get you warm. When it's hot, baby, I want to take my skin off. Okay, when it's hot, y'all, let me tell you, I wish I could just come out my skin in the summertime because it's, ooh, baby, I do not like that heat, no sir. I don't like it. But anyway, so what have you been up to this week? Let me go ahead and get into my little spiel of what I've been up to. Honestly, um, I told y'all last week that I got over my sickness or whatever. Cool. And this week I just been honestly getting together everything that I said I would. I mean, I have been standing on business. Okay, I have been very productive this week. Like I have been doing everything that was lingering into the new year. Child, I done got it done. Okay. Like I'm just like, ooh, yay. So now it's like the back end of the week and it's like I'm trying to do content. You know, here we are with this little look. You're going to follow me on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook to see this beautiful look and how I came up with it. But it's really, really cute. And I love it. It's real cute. I know how I feel about my craft, my art. I'm sensitive about it. Okay. So other than that, this week I ain't really been doing anything but that. Today is Thursday that I'm filming this, and I'm still trying to get a routine of when I'm going to film my podcast episodes. I'm thinking like Mondays. You know what I mean? Mondays, so I can have it uploaded on Sundays. That week of, you know. So yeah, we get into a routine of things. That's what I'm starting this upcoming week is the routine of things. Now that I've got everything in place, it's time for the routines. It's time for the routine. Let's get into it. You know, this routine. I was already kind of in it last year in November. I just told myself that I had to be very productive every day. Like every day I wake up, like I gotta be productive. You know what I mean? Because you can't get your time back, right? So I'm like, I gotta be productive. And so I've been doing that ever since November of last year. And it's going good. Like, I can definitely see progress. For sure. So this all that's been going on with me this week, honestly, it's been real chill. So maybe I have some TV on next week. I don't know. We'll see how the weekend goes. Okay, so we gonna go ahead and jump into these spark ups, you guys. And I do want to include a trigger warning because it's kind of talking about depression a little bit. So, you know, I'm just throwing that out there. Nothing too heavy, you know, but I'm just letting you guys know. So, for our first spark up, this topic, we're going to talk about sexual depression and sexual liberation. Let's get into it. Alrighty, well, I guess I'm going to start off with what I think these things are, you know, my definition. We're just going to, you know, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, I haven't prepared myself to like talk about this, honestly, so here we go. God speak to me. Okay, so I came across this post a couple months ago and I sent this to my best friend, and basically it was saying how depression can be fun because it was like a list of things. And so it said, oh my god, I should have had it up. Dang, y'all, I gotta get more prepared. Okay, I'm getting into the routine. Hello. So basically it had a list of things, right? And so the top one was like a weed smoker, a sex machine, a like indulging in different activities. Woo, woo, woo. Depression can be fun as well. Depression is not just unkept rooms, you know what I'm saying, dark rooms and shutting people out, being sad. Like, that's not the only form of depression. Basically, it was saying like depression can be fun too. Like, these acts that you're indulging in could be depression as well. And I looked at it and I was like, wow. Like, I kind of was like, It really made me think, because I'm like, okay, oh child, well, from the list, it's like I indulge in a little bit too much of this. So I was like, okay, you know what? Okay, I really just, I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, that is so true. Just because you're not sit up in a dark room all day doesn't mean you're not depressed. Like, you could be sexually depressed. You know what I mean? And I'm just taking this list, well, that specific one from the list, because I feel like it was just like, I don't think people really understand, like, you can be sexually depressed, you know what I mean? And it's like, because whatever you're going through, obviously, you're using that to, you know, get through what you're going through, right? So I'm like, wow. It made me think. And so I was like, I'm gonna pair it with sexual liberation. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I feel like we just gotta get down to the nitty gritty when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? So I took that and I was like, okay, bam, boom. So sexual depression. Okay. Whole time you thinking you having fun and you're really depressed. And you don't want to call yourself depressed because you know how we are in the Black community, right? We don't ever want to like put a label on us. We don't ever want to see what's wrong with us. Like, it's, oh no, you're good. Oh, you just need prayer. Oh, like, it's just, you know what I mean? And it's just like, we never want to call ourselves like depressed with anxiety, or if we have this you know what I'm saying? We don't ever want to say that out loud. And it's just like, it happens to all of us, right? So I just think that's a big thing, number one. And that being said, like, you could be having fun. No, you're not having fun. You're really just depressed. And you think you're having fun because it's disguised. Oh, I should have brought up that photo, y'all. Because it was saying how it disguises the lies of the influence. You know what I mean? And it was like 3 sentences. Not even 3 sentences, it was like 2 sentences, but it was so powerful. I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. You know what? I might just insert it into the podcast, because baby, we'll see. So I'm like, this is just deep. Like, this is deep. And it only said like a few words. I'm like, this is crazy. For sure. So, that being said, it's just like, you sleeping with him, her, woody woo woo. And it's just like, are you really having fun? Are you really sexually liberated? Or are you really sexually depressed? Which one is it? You know, because to me, sexual liberation isn't like having the highest rank of bodies or whoever you're sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. Now, granted, women can do what men do as well. I do feel that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I feel like women can't say, oh, I want to be sexually liberated without society judging us. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know how to go. You're a lady, you're a woman, you're supposed to be like this. And it's just like, can we stop treating sex like a foreign object, please? Okay? I'm letting you know. All right. it's just a known thing. Like, I don't know why people just act like so shameful towards it. Whatever. Like, I understand if you're indulging in it like young, because that can affect you in your adulthood. You know what I'm saying? But if you're an adult, we talking about adults, okay? Because I'm about to be 25 this year. We talking about adults, all right? Really 21 and over. I was gonna say 18 and older, but no, really 21 and yeah. So just letting you know, okay, this is okay how it goes down over here. So sexual liberation is not that for me. Not trying to compete with men in their body counts, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. Men always want to talk about us women and these body counts and woo woo woo, and that's a whole nother topic for another day. But just be for real. Because women don't even have the fraction of bodies you men have. Be for real about that, honestly. So you men are really the sexually depressed ones, if we're being honest. Because if you can't get satisfied, if you can't just, you know what I'm saying, if you can't even, I just find it so crazy how everyone wants to be in a relationship, but then they don't want to be committed to things. Like, you can't even be committed to having one sexual partner, but you want to be in a relationship. How you gonna be committed? You cannot be committed like that, okay? It's just be for real. So it's like I said, depression can be fun as well. It can be disguised as fun, and you think you're having fun, and you know you need to go see somebody. You need to heal. You need to whatever happened in your childhood. Things can happen in your childhood to mold you a certain type of way into the way you act as an adult, for sure. Like, if you get exposed to porn at a young age, like, that can really affect you. And I know it has affected a lot of men in that way too. I've seen it online. I've heard them talk about it. And it's just like, men, okay, it's okay to speak up and talk about it. It is. Regardless if you're a man or not, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. And that's why when a woman comes forward about something that didn't happen to her, you know, in the past, sexually or whatever the case may be, and how it affects her and how it affects her adulthood, like, men just always want to attack. Oh, you just want to do this. You just want to get hoe. You just want to Please, please, no. These women are addressing the issues. That's what it is. And it's just like, you can't try to judge this woman of how she reacts to what trauma she's trying to get through, what happened to her as a young person. Like, hello? Because I'm pretty sure you done been through something too. So, I mean, you can come out and speak about it too. We not stopping you from coming out and speak about it. The thing about you, you don't want to do that. That's the thing. So, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to sex, honey, you can be sexually depressed. You're not having fun. You're not turning up. You're not having a hot girl summer. And that's the thing too. Like, I don't feel like a hot girl summer is just like, oh, I'm sleeping with a bunch of men. Like, I'm being with a bunch of men. No, hot girl summer is you being you. You being hot. You wearing what you want. You doing what you want. You having fun with your girls. You being that girl. That's what hot girl summer is. I don't know. Men try to make that shit like, oh, y'all be out here hoeing and woo. Like, child, please. Y'all don't like it. Y'all don't like it when we play y'all game better than y'all. It's crazy. It's wild. But anywho, back to what I was saying. So, that's the definition of that. Sexual liberation now. Like I said, it's not about how many people you can sleep with. You know? But hey, you go on, you do what you want to do. Ain't about it. I'm just saying. So, sexual liberation to me is something that happens to you during the moment, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you feel comfortable, you feel safe, you know, you feel heard, you feel seen, you know what I mean? That is like sexual liberation in my opinion. I can give an example about that in a minute. But That's what it is to me. Sexual liberation is something that's like, oh, like I'm really just, being me and I'm being free, and it's just like, I ain't got nobody judging me. I'm being safe though, you know what I mean? Hey, and it's just like, at this age, like, okay, honey, do what you want to do. That's how I feel, and I'm not pressuring nobody to go out there and do it like you. Just, child, do everything at your own pace. However you feel, whatever your beliefs are, do you. You know what I'm saying? But I just hate when people try to judge people who just are sexually liberated. Like, that's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? We. But no, seriously. So that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is. And I feel like there was a point in my life where I kind of was like sexually depressed, I believe. And I don't feel like I was indulging in that um, the right way, honestly. I would say that. And I had to go back in the childhood. I had to figure out what was the root, where it stemmed from, and like what was the issue. And so I did that, and I was just like, wow, okay, this is very interesting. So once I got through that, once I figured that out, and then I took a long break. Child, I done took celibacy breaks from here to Kingdom Come. Like, I done did it multiple times. Okay, so that's never like an issue for me or anything like that. Like, I can definitely do that. But I'm in the era now where I can indulge in that for the sexual liberation of it, the fun. Like I said, back then it wasn't like that. It was more so of just needing that figure. You know what I mean? And so it's like the only way I was connecting with that certain figure is like through sex. You know what I mean? So, child, we ain't gonna get too deep. let me write a book at this point. But we ain't gonna get too deep. Not in this episode. It's just not. It ain't giving that today. But yeah, like I said, I've worked through that. I've figured that out, and I really feel like I've came to my point where I was like, okay, like this makes sense, And so now, like I said, I'm in the era where it's literally liberating for me, and it's just like, wow. So I was really sexually depressed. That's crazy. Because I never even knew that could really be a thing. I really just thought depressed was just like you being sad. But when I definitely got a different outlook after reading that post, and I was just like, wow, that's so crazy. So, yeah, sexual liberation is, like I said, you being safe with it, you being free, you exploring, you know what I'm saying, having fun, not feeling guilty after you might have had a one night stand, or you might have slept with somebody on the first day, whatever the case may be. Like, it's just it should be non-judgmental for you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what anybody else says, right? Like I said, no, I'm not advocating sleeping with hundreds of men. Job, you barely gonna be pleased by them anyway, because the percentage of heterosexual women that are not having orgasms, child, you gonna be dissatisfied. So sleeping with a bunch of men, it's not a benefit anyway, right? But I'm saying, hey, you like him, he like you, y'all both wrong, That's just how I see it, you know what I'm saying? But be picky and choosy for sure. Can't just let everybody, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? There's power in the P, okay? Pushing a different type of P. Okay, I'm pushing a different type of P. I'm letting you know. So it's just like, okay, you can't serve it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no P dealer over here. No, ain't no P dealer. So that's what I'm saying. But anywho, for you, it should just be non-judgmental, and you ain't feeling guilty about it. You know what I mean? So, and another example of sexual liberation, I feel like could be something like, okay, I'm just gonna give you, like I said, the example. So this one time, you know, with this guy, whatever, and we are getting some COW, and for some reason, like I'm not gonna say my body was rejecting him because that wasn't the case. It was just I don't feel like I was all the way like aroused yet. You know what I mean? So, but in my head, I'm thinking I am. You know, but you know how you get to going, you know what I'm saying? Get to knocking the boots and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, just wait, hold on. I'm just like, wait, hold on. Like, let me get myself together real quick because I'm not. I ain't feeling right. You know? So automatically he's just like, you know, like you good, like you need to turn on the fan, you need water, woo. And I'm just like, you know, just need some water, cool. And yeah. So I'm like, okay, I just need to calm down. I just need to calm down. You know what I mean? And so I'm just sitting there like, ooh, and then see, I was overthinking, bro. See, and me overthinking brings up like anxiety, bad, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I'm overthinking, and because I'm like, oh my god, like I just stopped in the middle of acting. I'm just like, okay, my brain always goes to people pleasing so bad, and I hate that so bad about myself. So I'm just like, oh my god, like it's getting sad, like you know. And I'm just overthinking. I'm just like, ooh, these things look at me like a weird, like because he. I'm drinking my water, right? And so he's just looking at me. But he's not like giving me a death stare. He's just looking at, you know, make sure like I'm good. I'm like, he's like, you good? I'm like, I'm good. Like, I promise it's not you. It's just me right now. Like, it's just me. It's not you. So, you know, he's just laying there with woo woo, And so I'm just like, okay, you know, everything's cool. And, you know, I'm getting ready to like make conversation because, you know, I don't want it to be awkward. So I'm just like, okay, let me just bring up something real quick. So I think like he had like a bong on the nightstand or whatever. And I was just like, so do you collect bongs? Like I was just bringing up some stuff, right? And we was just talking, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, we were just talking about bongs, and we were just talking about where you get them from, and you know, he knows somebody who makes them, all this good stuff, right? So we're just having a conversation, and I'm just letting him know, I'm like, you know, I'm good, like, you know, and I was just like, am I being weird? Like, I'm telling y'all, I was overthinking so bad, and that's what was piled on top of what I was already thinking in my head, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, okay. And it wasn't, what I was thinking about wasn't bad. It's just like I said, I just wasn't in the moment right then. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wasn't. I had to regroup my mind, right? Like I said, it was nothing towards him, nothing bad, nothing shit. It was good. We're good, right? So, like I said, yeah, we're talking about the bonds, you know what I'm saying? And so then I'm just like, am I acting weird? You think I'm acting weird? You know, I'm like, am I making you feel weird? He's like, no, you ain't making me feel weird. I just think, you know, you acting a little strange. You was good. Like, you don't need to be, you know what I'm saying, like, worried or anything like that. And I'm just like, he's like, what's on your mind? And I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, it's just me. Just a little soap proper moment in my head. Like, that's all it was, honestly. It's just like, you know how you be at work, right? And you just like think about something and you're not in that moment. That's how I was in that moment. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So I had to bring myself back to the moment, basically. That's all it was. But that being said, that's all I'm saying. Like, that's a act of sexual liberation. Like, I felt heard, I felt seen, I felt protected, I felt safe, comfortable in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know it'd be a lot of scum of men out here. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, my anxiety was piling on top of each other, and I'm just like, what is he thinking? What's going through his head? Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's like, girl, worry about you. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a damn what he thinks, right? Like, worry about you, make sure you're good, right? But as I'm trying to make sure he's good, and I shouldn't have been, right? In that moment, you know, you just make sure I'm straight, make sure I'm good. I'm just like, okay, cool. That's really an act of sexual liberation for me. Like, you make me feel that way in that type of moment, like that's grand. Like I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, men really be, oh, Charlie, what you tripping? Now you want to get out. You tripping, you tripping. Like, Charlie, what's wrong with you? Ooh, like, what? Like, how that supposed to make me feel? Now, that ain't never happened to me, but I know some scenarios, like, men be really dogging these women, bro. And that's why I say you gotta be picky choosy, because a lot of men will just literally look at you like an object. I mean, men have already admitted on the internet that they sleep with women they don't even like. What? So it's just like, okay, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. So that act alone was just liberating for me, and I was just like, oh my god, like, and baby, once I was back right, I was back right. I was back right. I was like, okay, I'm good now. I was good. I said, you know what, cool. Like, that is sexual liberation for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, sexual liberation, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, he's just a gentleman, and you know, like, ooh, you know, with sexual liberation too, sex aftercare is sexual liberation as well. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to these men, okay? Pay attention. For sure. Honey, okay? Because sex aftercare is very, very important. Anywho, we might get into that on another episode. But, woo, child. That's my difference between sexual depression and sexual liberation. So, you got to question, which side are you on in your life? Are you sexually depressed or are you sexually liberated? Okay, I'm on the liberated side. I feel like I'm good. Like, it's not something that I'm just indulging in, like, just because, or just it's filling a void, or it's doing, you know, blocking out an emotion. Like, no, it's not like that. Like, I feel like it's participating in grown adult acts. Like, that's where we are. Like, right. That's what it is, right? So, boom. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, okay? Have you experienced this before? Do you think you're in this stage right now? Let your girl know what it is, what it ain't, okay? So we're going to move on into our next spark up topic. And this is impact versus influence. I don't know why I'm over here doing these scale weight things. That's so funny. I love to talk with my hands. If y'all know me, you know I love to talk with my hands. It's just like I get my point across very much so when I talk with my hands. You know what I'm saying? It's like my own sign language. Like, girl, you know what I mean. When I do this, like, you already know. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about impact versus influence. So, you know what I'm saying? In the age of 2024, social media, you know, you have a lot of influencers. And you have a lot of people that make an impact on the world, you know. So my thing is, I know there's like beauty influencers, you know what I'm saying? Maybe food influencer, maybe, I don't know, lifestyle influencer, whatever you like to do, right? I know there's that out there, right? I don't personally call myself an influencer. I feel like I do way more than influence. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I make an impact on people. That's who I strive to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, very much so. I strive to make an impact on people. Like, something that can stamp people's, like, attention. Like, I could say something or do something, and you're gonna remember that 10, 15 years down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always gonna remember, like, so let's say this, or so let's did this. Like, yeah, like, that made an impact on your life regardless, you know? And I feel like the impact can be on one person, 25 people, 2,500 people, 2 mil, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it doesn't matter the amount of people that you impact, you know what I'm saying? As long as you impact someone. Now, influence, you can influence people to do things, influence people to buy things, influence, you know what I'm saying? But when I think of influence, I think of being under. Because you know how you always, what the law is, you're under the influence of something, right? So it's like when you're under the influence of something, that could be dangerous, you know what I mean? Because you could be under, I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, ooh, not the train. If we're going to be honest about it, it's just like you being under the influence of your favorite influencer. And they're influencing you to get a BBL, they influence you to get this, that, lip fillers. You're under the influence of something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. Okay, you know what I mean? So, is the person you looking up to, the person you get inspired from, are they making an impact on you? Or is there something you can quote from them, or something that you can carry on? You know what I'm saying? Like something that you learn. Like if you learn something from someone, that makes an impact on you. You know what I mean? Like you being under the influence of something to do something. Like, okay, like, oh, I'm just influencing you to buy these clothes. I'm influencing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's a big difference between an impact and influence. And I feel like I have impact on people, not an influence. I don't even call myself an influencer. I do so much stuff like, child, I'm not even trying to shit on influencers. Get your bag. I'm not even trying. I'm just saying for me, I am not a one-trick pony, and I'm not in a box. So, call myself an influencer, child. Understatement for me. I'm a producer, editor, makeup artist. What else? A videographer, photography. I do photography. I'm skilled in tech when it comes to lights and camera and some computer. Like literally legit. That's just how it is. Um, I can go on and on. You know what I'm saying? I edit audio, edit video. Like I do it all. I do it. I literally do it all. Do my own hair, do my own makeup, edit my own content, come up with my own content, publish it, edit my own content. Like that falls on the umbrella of so many things. You know what I mean? Child, I'm a teacher. I do classes 101. Got, upcoming businesses. Podcasting, girl, way bigger than influencer. Way bigger than that. Okay? I don't want to call myself that. Sure don't. So, I'm just saying, that's just me. So which one are you? Are you an influencer? Or are you going to make an impact on someone? And speaking of impact, I want to bring up someone who made an impact on me. And this was, oh child, it's kind of hard to kind of look in this camera and say this, right? It's like come to the realization, you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't really said it out loud or whatever. That's my former pastor, Pastor Brown. And recently, he passed away at the beginning of the new year, which is very, very hard. And my heart goes out to his wife and his 2 beautiful daughters, because I know that it can be very, very hard to lose a loved one, especially at the beginning of the year, end of the year, any time in the year really, but like beginning of a year, my God, that's crazy, right? And I believe he was our pastor for about, like, going on 10 years. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 8 to 10 years. I can't even remember how long it's been, but it's been a hot little minute, and I was just like, wow, And it's so crazy because I had been, like, going to church, like, just sporadically. And last time I went was in November last year. And I see then, that's the last time I heard him preach then. And I think it was that, did we talk that Sunday or we talked that Sunday before? Anywho, uh, and then like, I didn't know he had ended up in the hospital over time. I just thought like, he was just out for a couple weeks, he was just dealing with something, because different people will like go preach or whatever. And I was like, well, y'all let me know if that's where I get back up there. I'll come back to church. Let me know. And little did I know, that was gonna be the last time I heard his voice, which is crazy. And the reason why this man has been an impact on me is because this man know I smoke weed, right? And although he does not condone it, you know what I'm saying? He never judged me for it. We've had laughable conversations about it. We crack jokes about it. He's talked about it in the pulpit before, like, and it's just crazy because it's like, like, what did little baby say? He said, pay my tithes in church. What did little baby say? Pay my tithes in church from rapping, even though it's pastor know we trapping. Like, yo. Okay, like, you know what I'm saying? The pastor know I saw that ganja. It's just, it is what it is. And, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because it's like, you never, like, realize or think about, are you ever going to talk about smoking weed with your pastor? Like, who gets that opportunity? Obviously me, right? Like, yeah, I get the opportunity. I had the opportunity to, be in the open space talking about cannabis, with the pastor. I feel like that was just like very much an impact. Not even because of that conversation, just because of other things that, he has done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember this one time I cooked chicken salad for the church. Shit, he paid me for that. Like, you didn't have to pay me for that. Like, everybody's birthday come around, he make sure they get a gift. Ooh, like, he was handing out gifts like Oprah, child. I was like, okay. Like, ain't no other pastor did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the church is like 100 years old. Child, I'm only 24, so I've only seen 3 pastors within, 3 pastors. And he was the longest one that I've witnessed. So, I was just like, wow, it's just, the thought of like, you having your last conversation with someone, it's crazy. And our last conversation was good too. He was just like, hey, he said my real name. I ain't finna expose my real name up on here. I ain't finna get my government job. You know me, but he was like, hey, he was like, and he was just like, we'll have to, I thought we were going to have to put an Amber alert out on you because you ain't been here in a while. Like, it was just crazy. I was just like, okay, you know what, like, I get it. That was when I was working on Sundays, but anyway, I don't work on Sundays no more. But yeah, and I was just like, honey, I'm here. I'm here. Never judge, never talk bad, never made you feel like he looked down upon you or he was better than you. Like, he honestly could relate to, the country now. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, and it was just like, okay, and that was just a major impact, and I will always remember him out. And it was earlier, like last year, I believe, one day he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna challenge you to stop smoking weed for 7 days. And I actually did it. And when I showed back up to church, he was like, don't not show up to church because you done smoked a day out of the week and then you got convicted and don't want to come to church. I'm like, you know what, that's not gonna happen. So I completed my week and I went the next week and he wasn't even there. I was just like, oh my goodness, how you not even here? I'm trying to prove to you that I didn't win a whole week without smoking. And that's the thing, like, honey, regardless of what people believe, like, oh, it's a gateway drug, it's addicting, whoop. I can put down weed, pick up weed whenever I feel like it. I just like to smoke weed. I do. Like I like to do my other hobbies. I like to do my makeup. I like to binge watch Bernie Mac. I like to cook. Like, I like to smoke. So I enjoy cannabis, all of it. The tinctures, the plant, the dab, the edibles. Okay, everything it is. Right. I enjoy it. And so, you know what I'm saying? Just to have someone who, like, is a man of God and didn't, just, you know what I'm saying? Give you that, attitude, that energy, you know what I mean? And I feel like another reason is because he was a young pastor too. Um, I believe he was 41 when he passed away, but I believe he was like 32 when he started preaching, I believe. I believe so. So, or 33, I could be wrong. But he had been doing that since he was like very, very small. Like he's been preaching and teaching since he was like little. So like this, I definitely feel like he completed his journey when it came to his purpose. Yes, like I said, he does have his wife and his 2 kids left behind. But I know it's just hard for real. But I know they experienced a really, really good man. So I know that's what they got to experience for however long they had him. And yeah, like I said, my heart goes out to them. And if they ever see this child, y'all might look, it might be 5 years later, 10 years later, y'all might come across this video. You never know, right? So, and the reason why I say that moment impacted me is because, yeah, this is what urban innovation is. I don't know what y'all thought when I said you get educated, you get elevated, right? Like, yeah, child, we be gassing, we be high, we be smoking. Like, that's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to make it a production, like urban innovation, because, like, my uncle, he every time I see him, he'd be like, you got the herb, you got them trees, you got them herb. I'm like, you already know, like, that's on the way. I mean, it is what it is, right? And so it's just like urban dictionary, urban elevation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you smoke your herb, but it's urban. I really got it from the word herbal because, like, I kind of want to be, I low key want to be like holistic a little bit, like when it comes to like different herbs and like different things that heals the body. I've already tapped into it just a tiny, tiny bit, but I know there's so much to it, right? So, but eventually I do want to be like one of those, people. So I was just like, herbal, herb. So I was like, urban elevation. I'm telling y'all, like, I have a very creative mind, and if I sit on something long enough, I can come up with an awesome plan, blueprint, production. Like, that's just me. I'm a Libra, you know what I'm saying? We visionaries, we creatives, and we're gonna do things out of the box to blow you out of the water, knock it out of the park every time. And I'm already proud of this production. Like, the name, the segments, the topics, and just because it's me. So, shout out to Pastor Brian, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to you. I wish I could have really told you how much of an impact you were on me. And I'm glad we got live videos of the sermons. We have a lot of those, so I can always go back and listen to those, you know what I'm saying? The power of social media, I love it. Even when I'm gone, hopefully, like, my niece, like, her kids, like, I'm going to go back and watch my videos, you know what I'm saying? Hey. So, you know what I'm saying? However that goes. And I'm sending love to your family, Yahweh. You already know how I go. If anybody come across this video, anybody see this video, because dealing with Facebook, you never know who gonna come across your video. Okay, as soon as it get posted to Facebook and it get to your family tree, oh, it's over with. Everything you done said, filmed, recorded, did, it's out there. It's out there. Facebook is like a vine, okay? Like, the tree vine just keep going and keep going. Our family members just keep going and keep going and keep going. If you do not want your business out on the internet, I suggest that you do not take it to Facebook. Now, if you do want to expose somebody, I suggest you put it on Facebook because they gonna be exposed for sure. So, just how my pastor left an impact on me, I plan on leaving an impact on so many people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, leaving an impact, it doesn't mean it's so many people. I just know that's what I'm called here to do. But if you leave an impact on one person, you pay for somebody's groceries, or you send roses to somebody's doorstep, or you just do a nice kind gesture, like, you're gonna make an impact, right? So just be an impact to people's life instead of having them under the influence, right? So let's go ahead and jump into our next segment. This is the puff play segment. Puff puff. This the puff puff. This that. This that puff puff. This that. This that puff puff play. This that. Y'all, I'm trying to come up with the theme song for my segments. I don't even know. I might have to get geeked up and zooted and come up with them, right? But see, me, I'm extra. Like, I want to get in the studio and, like, record my segment intros. You feel me? See, like, that's what I want to get in the studio. You know, like, I'm extra like that. But anyway, so our next segment is 12 Play segment. And this song, if you haven't guessed it, this song is Cobra by Megan the one and only Stallion. Okay, and I'm just gonna read some lyrics that stuck out to me. Here we go. She said, I break it down and had the whole world watching, but the worst part is really who watched me. Facts. You could be breaking down in front of your friends, your family members, your co-workers. You got the whole world watching. But it's like the worst part is really who watching. Because you watching me, but you say you love me. You say you supposed to be on my side. You supposed to be, you know, loyal and woo. But you watching me breaking down in front of everybody and you ain't consoling me. You can't make sure I ain't straight. Crazy. As long as everybody getting paid, right? Everything will be okay, right? I'm winning, so nobody tripping. But if I ever fall off, everybody gonna miss me. Facts. Okay, like in that industry, you cut checks. You gotta pay your team, right? So it's just like as long as everybody get paid, oh y'all good. Y'all ain't worried about if I'm depressed. Y'all ain't worried about if I'm stressed. But as long as y'all get paid, y'all good. I make it a thing. Y'all good. Y'all get paid. Woo, woo, woo. I felt you on that, Meg. I mean, I don't cut the checks yet. I don't got a team yet, and I don't be trusting people. I don't even know if I can handle a team, Lord have mercy. That's why I be trying to do everything one woman, one band. I be like, right, because I don't trust nobody for real. On me, I don't. Then she goes, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sitting in the dark room thinking, probably I always end up drinking. Yes, I'm very depressed. How can somebody so blessed to slit their wrist? Shit, I probably bleed out Sapino. When they find me, I'm in Latino. Hey, he pouring me shots, thinking it's lit. Ha, little did he know, this pussy depressed. And I just got done telling y'all about sexual depression. She let him know, like, baby, I'm depressed. So now I'm about to stress you out. What you thought? I was in a bad time of my life and I'm depressed and I done got with you and you thought it was finna be lit? No, sir, this pussy depressed. I'm finna stress you out. That's exactly what the whole song was about. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all wasn't paying attention. Maybe because I done been through it before. Maybe I understand. I don't know. But she was eating. How she always does. Eating. Okay. Then she says, how long you been worried about me telling people it's not me? Honestly, kind of feel like you plotting, watching. How are you speaking on me at my lowest when you acting like you ain't notice? Ooh, I felt this one too big. How long you been worried about me telling people that's not me? Honestly, you feel like you plotting and you watching. You see what I be going through, and it feel like you plotting on me. You feel like you're not on my side. I feel like you plotting and you watching. See, I don't like that. Why are you speaking on me at my lowest when you acting like you didn't notice? You speaking on me, but you acting like you didn't see me at this low point of a moment in my life. And now you acting all crazy because I'm acting a certain way and I'm depressed and woo, and you acting like you ain't. You speaking on me, but you ain't like you ain't noticed me falling apart. Crazy. I was tripping, going crazy, and they low-key hate, so they ain't gonna say shit. And when they low-key hating, they ain't gonna say nothing. They just gonna let you waddle in your misery because that's what they want to see. They want to see you waddle in your misery. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how these people keep be watching you break down, watching you kill, so watching you fall into this depression, right? And when they be looking in, they ain't gonna say that because they want you to self-destruct. I finally see that I'm killing myself. I'm being unhealthy. I'm in these dark rooms. I'm drinking. I'm over smoking. I'm indulging in sexual depression. Like, I'm killing myself. When y'all would die to be me. Well, then she said, I ain't going. No emotion. Back outside. Back in motion. Yeah. After we clear up the sexual depression, that's how we ease in the sexual depression. Yeah. No emotion. Back outside. Back in motion. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And that's just that on that. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion for such a beautiful song. Like, I bump that like it's like it's a regular song. Like, I don't even, people like, I don't plan on playing a song that mentions me being depressed. Y'all just keep on living. You either ain't been through it or you don't understand it. But keep on living, child. Alright, so we're gonna move on into our high note segment. Okay, y'all know how I pull something from my journal, right? So here we go. This was December 19th, 2022. And where I want to read, it says, hold on, get the mic on. It says, if I can find it, hold on. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna start right here. I do have a strong belief that I will get everything I want out of this life 1,000%. I know that I'm going to leave my mark and impact on the entire world. It's really just a process, and if it come up, that's the hardest part to get through. I'm gonna get through it though, so I'm not worried. However, I do see why people oftentimes give up on this success shit. It's truly not for the weak. Honestly. Oh, and I named that journal entry overthinker turned believer. This was a time where I was overthinking a bunch of stuff about my career, about my makeup looks. I just felt like I wasn't doing enough. I felt like my makeup looks were getting boring and repetitive, and I was just like, bruh. So I was just overthinking a bunch of things, and so I was just writing it all down. And then at the end of it, I was just like, you know what? Like, bruh, why are you overthinking this, bro? Like, you gotta believe, like, you gonna get to where you want to get to in life, right? And so it's just like all that overthinking turned into belief. I was just like, bro, okay, it's happening. Ain't no more doubting. It's happening. You know what I mean? So that's just how I feel about it. And if you're in a rut like that in your life where it's your job, it's your education, it's your career, it's whatever, right? And you feel that way, look, turn your overthinking into believing. Once you start believing more than you overthink, you will see way more results when you believe in yourself. Because overthinking ain't gonna do nothing but lead you to anxiety and depression, literally. And that's the thing. That's really one of my weaknesses. Like overthinking. I overthink so much. I be having like 50 tabs open in my brain, and that's not healthy. That's not. It ain't. So I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna believe because I know that I'm gonna leave an impact, and I know I'm gonna, like I said, get everything I desire in this life, and I know I'm going to be where I want to be, regardless of what the journey looks like, regardless of what the hurdles look like, regardless of what the hills look like, regardless of what the milestones and the stepping stools look like. It don't matter. Celestina gonna get to where the fuck she want to get to. That's all I'm saying. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I do. Every day I'm waking up and being productive. we're a step closer to our goal. And I feel like every day I'm not productive, I'm one step back from my goal. That's why I choose to be productive every single day. Period. No matter if it's small, big, in between. If I complete 1, 2, 3, 4 projects, or just one, regardless of what it is, I got it done. I did it, and I'm moving forward to the next day. God willing, I wake up, right? Okay. So that's all I have for this episode of Urban Elevation, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget that it's your host, Celestina. And I will see you guys next week. I'm out.